My last day in London. I got up and checked out of the hostel, and even though it cost me £10, I checked my bag at the train station so I wouldn't have to carry it around all day, because I knew that would be worse than paying £10. I still had a bit of cash left in my budget because I didn't spend as much on food as I had planned, so I went back to Covent Garden, which I had visited the day before. Covent Garden Market is an open-air market building in the area of town called Covent Garden where there are tourists galore and street performers and restaurants, and I really, really like the atmosphere, and I figured I could find a sufficiently touristy souvenir for myself there. I spent some time watching the street performers, window shopping, and having lunch. In the afternoon I walked back to Baker Street because I had figured that if I had money left over I would go back to the Beatles store and get something for myself. So I did. I actually spent more than I was planning, but I guess that's literally the price one pays for a Superfly Abbey Road bag. I also went through Regent's Park again, a much bigger portion of it. I didn't realize how big that place was. I still had time to kill after all of this, and my hip was starting to hurt, which is something that's never happened to me before. Maybe I'm getting old. But I also didn't have enough money left on my Oyster card to go anywhere, so I walked to and through Camden Town one last time, and then ended up at the train station where I once again spent too much money on something. This time it was Starbucks, and I was ashamed of myself, but also that mocha cookie crumble frappuccino was totally worth £6. Wasn't worth £6. Okay, something crazy happened in security, which I'm not sure how much I should talk about, but, suffice it to say, I found out that pepper spray is illegal in the UK, and whenever I said I'd never been quite so stressed out and frightened in Milan during that whole fiasco quite a few videos ago, it was topped very sufficiently in the fear department. I was told that I could be arrested and that technically they should have arrested me, and they didn't, because when I explained the situation to them, they kind of gave me the benefit of the doubt, so they just confiscated it instead. So, I was very grateful to them. I mean, I was visibly shaken, so I feel like they sort of, that was a factor in it. So, which led me to finally get to put into practice this whole idea I've had my entire life, that I can probably get out of most things if I cry. I was this close to crying, and yeah, nobody wants somebody crying. So, it all worked out in the end, but I'm a little terrified now because they took my passport, and I'm like, am I like gonna get stopped everywhere I go for the rest of my life now, just in case I have something illegal? Because that could be a problem. Guy was a little late picking me up as well, but I didn't really panic because I just figured traffic was bad, which, you know, that was the reason why he was late. And he also showed up with Jean-Pierre and Ming, who visited for a day before they left for the airport. And on the way home, like Guy promised, we drove past the Moulin Rouge at night. And I would have put this video up on time if it weren't for the fact that he kept us all up until 2 in the morning trying different variations of the same 54, 55, and 56% alcohol liquor stuff made in some monastery somewhere in France that tastes like herbs, and it's disgusting. I tried so hard to drink it because he was just so excited about it. I hated it. It was the nastiest thing I've ever had.